I know you know the answer to this. We are. I have a fantastic segment here today, and I'm super excited to talk about this because this is one of my most favorite topics to talk about. Anybody can guess what it is? It's cholesterol. And I love to educate people about cholesterol because there is so much misinformation out there about cholesterol that I think it's worth spending hours talking about that. But we're not going to spend hours today. I'm going to just give you some of the highlights and some of the basics to give you some better knowledge so you can make really good choices and really good decisions for your own health because high cholesterol is one of the top illnesses out there. And people are just like, oh, I'm just going to take this statin, this medication that causes side effects. And then you need to take another one. And then we wonder why our bones are aching and our joints are aching, and our bodies are aching because it's depleting the CoQ10 in our body. So instead of just taking medications, and now don't get me wrong, there are some cases that medication is a necessity for cholesterol. But most people with lifestyle changes and being healthier can actually lower their cholesterol naturally and feel fantastic and do it without all of the side effects of medications. So let's talk about cholesterol. Cholesterol is super important because it is really, really involved in lots of the processes in our bodies. It's important for our brains, right? Our brains are made up of a huge amount of cholesterol. It's also important because it provides a a protective value to the inside of all of our vessels, right? So, what happens? We have high inflammation, and inflammation is like almost like little shards of glass floating through our bloodstream. And if little shards of glass or these pointy little things called inflammation are floating around in our bloodstream, it can actually nick the inside of the blood vessel and cause bleeding. We don't want to be bleeding. So what does the body do? It lays down cholesterol to protect the inside of those vessels. So the more inflammation you have, the higher the cholesterol. Now, all cholesterol is good. Did you hear me on that one? All cholesterol is good. It's just the ratio that it is to each other where it can become bad. So, people out there know, HDL is happy, good cholesterol, LDL, triglycerides, bad cholesterol. This is, again, misinformation. Those are all good. But we need LDL to be low. We need triglycerides to be low. We need HDL to be as high as we possibly can. And then that's the right balance to have our cholesterol to be healthy. Now, what is it that we're eating? What is it that we're doing or not doing that's causing our cholesterol to be high? Well, one of the biggest things is being sedentary. Exercise is one of the best ways to lower cholesterol. Now, sometimes it's not enough, so we want to make sure that our lifestyle, our food choices are the right food choices. I know a lot of us go to the doctor and say, hey, what should I not eat? And they say, oh, cut out red meat and cut out eggs. Well, that's not exactly true. What you really want to cut out is the sugar, the gluten, the processed foods that turn to sugar in the body and create more inflammation and then create more cholesterol. And then the ratio gets out of whack. So it's the sugar cereals, the boxed stuff, the processed stuff that you really want to watch out for, not red meat or eggs. And did you ever hear that commercial? Should I sing it for you? The incredible edible egg. And actually, that's really true. Eggs, the yolks, the whites are all so good for us. They are almost the perfect protein. So, unless you're allergic to it or sensitive to it, you don't want to cut that out of your diet. And I don't know about you, but I love a really, really good organic steak. And in my next segment, I'm actually going to talk about the differences between organic and going to the farmer's market and all kinds of good stuff. But I did want to just make sure I really, really drove home the point that cholesterol is good. All cholesterol is good. You don't always have to take medication to lower it. With lifestyle changes like exercise and choosing organic, healthy foods and good foods that are not super processed, that's the best way to control your cholesterol. Now, I have a question from Jerry. And Jerry says, what's your take on eating lots of starchy veggies? Jerry, that's a good question. Starchy veggies are vegetables like potatoes and corn. Those are your starchier veggies. And there's more, but those are the ones that we typically know about. Now, White potatoes and sweet potatoes, completely different. Okay, we're talking just about starch value right now and cholesterol and the relationship. So oftentimes sweet potatoes don't have the same impact on the body as white potatoes do. So sweet potatoes for most people are good. White potatoes as that starchy veggie, and then we add butter and sour cream and bacon and cheese and all kinds of stuff, are not the greatest for you. Well, also, let's talk about the way we eat these veggies, these starchy veggies, right? If we take a potato and turn it into French fries, which is more highly processed, and then we fry it in oil and probably a canola oil, which isn't even good for us, is much worse for you than just eating a regular potato. So, corn, you always want to have it organic. Potatoes, you always want to have organic because the potatoes are roots, right? So if we're putting pesticides and herbicides and insecticides and fungicides on them, it's sucking it right into that potato. This is one of the dirty dozen. You want to make sure that you are eating those always organic and in little quantities. Moderation is key. So you can have it a little bit, but no, definitely don't have starchy veggies at every meal as much as we would like to. So great question, Jerry. I hope I answered it for you. If you do have more questions and you want to email me, you can email me at feelbetter@lakepointwellnesscenter.com, or you can just go to our website at feelbetterhere.com and you can find our contact information. Or if you're like me and you like to just pick up the phone and hear a voice on the other end, give us a call at 770-974-5215. I hope you have an incredible day, and until next time, wishing you loads and loads of love and light and health and happiness. Bye-bye.